Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kyra, and if you're not new here, my name is still Kyra. Welcome if you're new, welcome if you're not, and let's get into my top 3 products in every makeup category. So I believe the original creator of this concept was Kelly Gooch. Even if she wasn't, she was the one who re-inspired me to do this video again. I've done this before, and if I can find them, I will link them. But with all that said, let's get into it. This is going to be a 2-parter because it is a lot of stuff to talk about, and I want to make sure to give you some info on each product. So let's start with primer, starting with the one I have on today. It is the Wet n Wild Impossible Primer. This is a beautiful primer. Mine is almost gone, and to be honest, I would love to repurchase it after my no buy is over in December. But this is cooling, it is smoothing, it is hydrating, and there's 0 silicone in the formula, which is great for those with enlarged pores because it's not going to clog up the skin, and it just kind of does it all, which I love, and it works great for my combo oily skin. The next primer is the Saie Glowy Super Gel. This is the darker shade, which is Sunglow, and it looks like this. It's a nice bronzy glowy primer. I do like this under makeup. However, you know, my skin's pretty tan right now, so it doesn't, it's a little too much right now to wear it as a primer, but it does sheer out beautifully and just gives a nice bronzy glow to the skin. But the way that I've been using this the most this summer, currently right now, which is what these favorites are, these are right now, right this minute. It could be different by tomorrow, but I love this because I like to mix it with my mineral sunscreen, and it helps to kind of reduce the white cast, and it makes it a little easier to blend the sunscreen into my skin. I also use the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glotion in the deep glow shade for the same thing. But I like this for when my skin is oily because it's a gel formula that doesn't add any additional moisture to my skin that might cause my makeup to break down. So I really love this. I also love the Star Glow shade, which is the lighter shade, but this one is the bee's knees. And lastly, the primer that changed my life this summer, literally, is the Paula's Choice Shine Stopper. It's an instant matte finish. This stuff is awesome. It looks just like a white lotiony primer, but when you apply it to the skin, it completely mattifies wherever you put it. You can wear this under your foundation as a primer. You can apply it over foundation to set it versus using a powder if that's your preference. And you can also use this as a touch-up throughout the day. You can take a little bit and pat it in any areas where you might be shiny, and you will be matte once again. And for me, it's kind of a necessity during the summer. I am so oily and so sweaty, and if I want to keep my makeup on all day for some reason, this is the go-to. This is the go-to forevermore. I wore this one day and I went to my besties down the street. We were sweating out in her garden. We were swimming in her pool. I mean, just all the things. And my makeup looked just as flawless at the end of the day as it did at the beginning. Let's talk foundation. The first one is the Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation. This is my summer shade. I would love to get a little bit lighter shade, but this is amazing. Because it's a face and body foundation, it has almost like a self-setting quality, or almost it feels like there's a powder within the liquid. It's just amazing, and it's all but transfer proof because it is a face and body foundation. It's meant to wear on the body as well as the face. Therefore, you know, you obviously don't want transfer when that's the case. I have the shade at 2.5N, and I really love this. However, I do have a drugstore dupe for this, which I've talked about over on my TikTok, and that is my next favorite foundation, which is the L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Serum. This is the shade Light. I also have the shade Very Light or Pale or Fair or whatever that is. I have 2 of them so that I can mix them and create my custom shade. This is the one that I have on my skin today. However, I do have kind of a glowy powder on top, so not all the glow came from this, but this is just amazing. It's just as good as the Dior Face and Body foundation in my opinion. This one might be ever so slightly more glowy because it actually does have like a radiance running through the product. The Dior Backstage doesn't have that, but any glow that's underneath your foundation will definitely come through. I have never used so much of a foundation so fast, but it's been this one and the Dior one pretty much all summer because they're so lightweight on the skin and they both work really, really good for my oily skin, which I can't believe since this is like a radiant foundation. And both of these, oddly enough, especially the L'Oreal, I have seen both folks with dry skin as well as folks with oily skin and everywhere in between love this foundation. I have yet to come across one person on YouTube or TikTok that doesn't like this stuff, so just saying. My third favorite foundation right now is a mixture of the Wet n Wild PhotoFocus Dewy and Matte. I love to mix these together. They are both the same shade. They're labeled Buff Bisque, but they're clearly not the same shade. This is the matte, this is the dewy. The dewy's too dewy, the matte's too matte for my preference, but mixed together, they make the most beautiful concoction. If you want to see it in action, my very last Get Ready With Me that I posted, I used these two together, I believe. So check that out. And I don't know, I think it's great. It's long wearing because of the matte, but it's not flat because of the addition of the dewy foundation, and I just really enjoy it. It's more of a medium coverage versus full coverage that way, and I love it. Concealer already. So Kosas Revealer concealer, this is still a favorite, and I'm kind of like actively, I don't want to say I'm actively panning it or even unofficially panning it, but I'm actively using it because I have heard some people say that it goes, like it expires rather quickly. So I am loving this. This is a great hydrating foundation, especially for mature under eyes. I think this would be absolutely gorgeous. It's lightweight, but it's creamy. And I think you can work a lot with the coverage of this product. It's very much a like light to medium coverage, I would say, just if you put it on and blend it out straight away. But the longer that you let it set on your under eyes before you go in with your sponge or brush or fingers, the more coverage you're going to get. And this one does very well in that way. I sort of rediscovered, I didn't know it was a favorite. Is that a thing? I don't know. The Fenty Bright Fix Eye Brightener. I have mine in the shade Seashell, and I've always felt like this was just too light for me, but somehow I discovered a little bit of magic this summer in this product and realized that when it blends out, look how light this is, but when it blends out on my under eyes, it does not look too bright at all. So I was very excited about that because I love the texture of this. I love this sort of light to medium coverage of this product, and it does lightly color correct my under eyes, but more than anything, I like the hydration and the texture. And lastly, this thing broke TikTok, it broke YouTube. Everybody loves this stuff, it seems, and that is the NYX Bare With Me Serum Concealer. I have mine in the shade Vanilla, and this is definitely one of my drugstore favorite concealers, Wow, it's a Monday. Anyhow, I love this stuff. This is the concealer that I have on my under eyes today, as well as covering the melasma over my upper lip. And I love this for that. It is really, really nice texture on the face if you want to spot conceal as well as the under eyes. But the thing I love about this is it's one of the only concealers that I can put over my upper lip to, you know, sort of lessen the melasma there, that doesn't look dry, emphasize the fine lines around my mouth, all of those things. So man, oh man, I am a convert. Like, I love this pump for some reason. It is a pump versus like a doe foot applicator. This one's a squeeze bottle, this one's a doe foot. But yeah, this one's great. It's hydrating. It has really, really good coverage, almost surprising coverage for the texture of the product, which is very thin and lightweight, but creamy and hydrating. Lastly, for this video, we're gonna talk powder. One that you guys probably remember that I use almost every day, or at least any day that I set my under eyes, is the number 7 Lift and Luminate Triple Action Finishing Powder. Mine is in the shade Light. This is so smooth and so incredibly creamy and soft and silky. It's the only powder I will use on my under eyes, except for maybe the Givenchy, but still, why not just use this one since I have it? I obviously have pan, but it's also really thin around the outside of the pan there. So I love this. This has lasted me for years because I really only use it on my under eyes. But if you have dry skin, I think you would love this for all over the face as well. There's no real coverage to it. It is essentially a translucent powder, but it does come in multiple shades, not even near enough shades, but it does come in multiple shades. And I have the shade Light. One that surprised me, because I have resisted this powder over the years. It's a beautiful drugstore powder. I see lots of people use it both on YouTube and on TikTok, but man, after I kept seeing it on TikTok, I was like, you know what gives? Let's just do it. So I bought the Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade Fair Light, and I love this stuff. It's such a beautiful powder, and the thing I like about this versus most of my other, if not all of my other loose powders, is that it actually does add coverage to the skin, but it's also super finely milled in a way that makes it so easy to use. I mean, I can't sing the praises of this thing enough. I think it's a great product. I think the packaging could probably be improved upon. Like, I would love like a closure to the sifter so that if I took this somewhere, it wasn't, you know, gonna be half of the product when I open it back up. But other than that, I really love this. It's very smoothing on the skin, and I've definitely been enjoying this one a whole lot. And especially if I want to add coverage to my look, this is the loose powder I will reach for most of the time. Last product for this video is the Givenchy Prism Libre powder. I have the shade 3 Voile Rose, which is the warm pink version of this powder. Looks like this on the inside. I love this. First of all, there's something about the scent of it that just thrills me. It's floral, but it's not too floral. It's not like rosy or like jasmine. The way I equate it is it smells like irises, but like fake scented. I don't know. It smells good. If you don't like scent in your makeup, you might not like this one, but I also don't find that the scent sticks around once I apply it to my skin. This is the most beautiful powder I have ever tried, but beyond that, this stuff sets my makeup like I've never experienced before. So many powders, you know, look like they set my makeup, but you know, I'm shiny within an hour. But this one, it keeps my makeup on all day, and I just love it. I think I will forever have a powder like this, a Givenchy powder, in my collection because it's my favorite. Hands down, it's my favorite powder that I own right now. And that, my friends, is the end of video 1, the base products basically. And I hope you enjoyed hearing my mini reviews, my thoughts, you know, some info on each of these products. But these are my top 3 products in these categories right now, right this minute. Again, it could change tomorrow, but for today, this is what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. Comment down below, let me know what some of your top 3 products are in any category you like, and I hope all of your makeup days are absolutely beautiful makeup days. Bye.